What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm Digimon X45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our next deck profile for the BT24 format, and it is Diaboromon. Diaboromon got some great support with the X-Antibody line in this set. In fact, yeah, this is our second X-Antibody deck, just two in a row. But we're going to get into it here. We're going to talk about the deck, what we like about the deck, and how it's changed, and how we think it is probably the most consistent of all the Diaboromon lines so far. But we'll have to wait and see until we get some tournament results to see if it makes a dent in the meta. But hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. And we got our nice Diaboromon tokens, the Evolution Cup ones. We have a whole bunch of different ones. We have ones from a guy we know who makes tokens. We have the ones from the mat set, but these by far are the nicest, the Evolution Cup ones, so we really like those. And then, of course, we are playing 4 of the Omnimon, BT24. When any of your Digimon with the identified or CS trait are played, draw 1, just the best one, easy draw because you're always playing stuff like that. Getting into our rookies here, we're playing 4 copies of the EX6 Searcher Keramon, which is on play, reveal top 3, add 1 tamer or option card with Diaboromon and its text, and 1 card with the unidentified trait among them to the hand, trash the rest. So this is an interesting thing. This card never really took off because the trash part was mostly for, I think, your option that we got in EX6 that never really took off as an alternate win condition, like, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Destiny board. But, so unfortunately, I don't see it being as good, but it is a good searcher. Trashing in this deck isn't always the best because you really have no way of getting stuff back from the trash. So that's kind of unfortunate. You do have scrambles too, so I mean it's not the worst thing, but it's just there for the search. And then even more so the on deletion inheritable, which if this Digimon with the identified trait, you may play 1 Diaboromon token. So free Diaboromon token on deletion. That's why we like it. We play 4 copies of the Better Searcher, which is on play, reveal top 3, add 1 errata, and then 1 card with identified or CS trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And it is all turns inheritable when this Digimon with Diaboromon its text would leave the battle area by deleting 1 of your other Diaboromon. It doesn't leave. So protection. It's just by battle area, so almost anything, which is always good. Yeah. It's not even by effect. It's just when this would leave the battle area. So then, of course, we played 4 of the new Keramon X-Antibody. De-Digivolves for 1 on a level 2, so it's not good on your Omnimon, but it Digivolves for 0 on Keramon. Hard play for 4. When moving, when Digivolving, you may play 1 Diaboromon token, so free Diaboromon token when Digivolving or just when moving. So that's really good. The fact is you can Digivolve in the back and then push it up and still get that ability. It also has all turns when this Digimon with Diaboromon its text would leave the battle area by deleting 1 of your other Diaboromon. It doesn't leave. So multiple, you get multiple things of protection there. So you just can't get your Diaboromon off the board. That's it. That's all we're playing for rookies. Just 12 rookies. That's a good number. Getting into our champions, we are playing 2 of the old Keramon just because when you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, gain 1 memory. So it's not once per turn. So we like that as an inheritable because it's kind of nice. We also like this inheritable, which is why we're playing 2 of each instead of like maybe 3 of each, which is the Keramon from BT5. He does play an errata if you don't have one in play without paying its memory cost, which is the old school tamer player. But his inheritable is really why we play him, which is all your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gain Rush. So just means your Diaboromon tokens gain Rush, which is actually cool to help finish off games faster. We play 2 copies of this Keramon from EX6, which also has on deletion. If you have the identified trait, you may play 1 Diaboromon token, which is 3000 DP and Mega level 6. Cost 14 and unknown identified trait. And it's a white. just in case you weren't aware of that, but just in case you weren't. But the other cool thing about him is he play cost 5, but when this card would be played from the hand, by deleting one of your Digimon with the identified trait, reduce the play cost by 3. So you could potentially play him for 2 by just popping a token you don't need on the board. And then on play, when Digivolving, one of your opponents, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. So he pops Floodgates. So I do like that. I like anything that pops Floodgates. Now you could probably switch it up. You could play like more of this guy and none of this guy, or play like 3 of this and 3 of one of the other ones. I like trying to play, you know, I think they both all have value in certain situations. So that's why I like playing 2 of each. And then, of course, we play 4 copies of the Keramon from BT22, which has the same all turns inheritable. When this Digimon with Diaboromon text would leave the battle area by deleting another Diaboromon, it doesn't. It also has the when Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play an Errata Sonata from your hand without paying the cost. So this lets you play up to 2 Erratas. That's why you want this, because you need to be able to play many Erratas as you possibly can. You want to play multiples of the BT5 version. And yeah, so that's why we play 4 of that. That's 10. Like I said, I'm just playing like a little bit more than everyone else. Everyone else is playing like 9. I'm playing like 10 because I just feel like certain spots I can get by without. For level 5s, we're playing 4 copies of EX6 Infirmon. It's just the best one on play when Digivolving by deleting one of your Digimon with Diaboromon in its name. And now that you can play a token off of Keramon X-Antibody, it's super easy to get into. You can set up your whole, you can play Keramon for 0, set up a token, Digivolve or into Keramon, play a free errata, Digivolve into Infirmon, and by deleting one of your Diaboromon tokens, you may Digivolve into Diaboromon in the hand without paying the cost. Alterns inheritable. When another one of your Digimon with Diaboromon is played, De-Digivolve. Such a great inheritable. That's why we like it. Play 1 copy of the Infirmon from BT17, which is when Digivolving De-Digivolve 1, then one of your Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less. One of their Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less can attack players until the end of the turn, so it stuns. It also has another De-Digivolve inheritable, so that's why we like it. Just more De-Digivolve. And then the last 2 copies we play are Infirmon from BT22, which has same alterns inheritable for protection. So again, just more protection. It also has on play when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Then if you have Errata Sonata or Eater Atom, your opponent's effects can't reduce this Digimon's DP or return it to the hands or decks until their turn ends. So protects from DP reduction, so that's really good. So that's why we like it, especially against certain decks. So 2 copies, better than, I'd say better than the BT17, which is why I play 2 copies of that. So that's 7 for our ultimates. And then finally, the big boss himself, we have our first guy, which is our Diaboromon. Start your main phase when Digivolving. You may play 1 Diaboromon token. And then all turns, once per turn. When your opponent's Digimon is played, you may activate one of this Digimon's when Digivolving effects. So that's kind of cool on either on your turn or your opponent's turn. And then all turns, all of your other Digimon with Diaboromon and their names gain jamming and blockers. So your tokens become blockers, but they also gain jamming, which is where the rush comes in handy. If you have the rush, you can then have multiple attacks. So it's really good. And we're playing 1 copy of Ace, because it's always nice having an Ace, which is, hand, blast, Digivolve counter. When Digivolving, when attacking, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying the cost. And then all turns, once per turn. When an effect plays another Digimon, you may delete one of your opponent's. This text is so tiny. Look at it. It's so tiny. See if we can get it closer so we can see it. One of your opponent's play costs 3 or lower Digimon for each of your Diaboromon. Add 2 to this effect's cost maximum. So he automatically makes it a 5. And then if you have a Diaboromon token, which you play off of him, that makes it 7. Plus if you have any other ones. So it's a guaranteed 7 pop play cost just off of his own ability, as long as you can play that token. Like there's no floodgates or anything like that. So it's pretty good, and it's an ace, so it kind of surprises your opponent. We're also playing 3 copies of the BT24 Diaboromon because it has Alliance, which is really good as well. But with your Diaboromon tokens, you can swing for multiple checks. When Digivolving, when attacking, you may play a Diaboromon token without paying the cost. And then all turns, once per turn, when any of your other Digimon with the identified trait are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So just pop stuff. So that's really nice. And you can go into all these guys for free with your Inframon. So that's always really nice. And then, getting multiple checks is always really nice as well. And then, of course, it's an X-Antibody deck. So we have the new Diaboromon X-Antibody, which has Overclock, Blocker, Overclock for identified trait. And so when Digivolving it's always so tiny. One of your opponent's Digimon, to one of your opponent's Digimon, De-Digivolve 1. For each of your Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So does a lot of damage right there. All turns, once per turn, when any of your Digimon with Diaboromon in their names would leave the battle area, you may play 1 Diaboromon from your hand or this Digimon's Dissolution cards without paying the cost. So sweet thing is you can place a free guy from your hand, or you can play the guy that you Digivolve on top of and then have him live again. So have the Alliance guy or the Jamming guy live. And then especially, these are all when Digivolving effects, so there's no like on play, but you got start of main. The Alliance guy is good. So you do have a lot of different things you can do there. And it's too bad that the Diaboromon Ace is not on play like other Ace cards. But still really good to be able to play those free, especially start a main phase, play those Diaboromon for an extra body on the field. And then Overclock too. You have Overclock, so you can destroy a token to get an extra attack at the end of the turn without suspending. So you can attack multiple times with this guy if you maintain turn. It's cost 2 to Digivolve and Diaboromon. And you don't even need X-Antibody because there's no requirement for you to have X-Antibody in the card in order to use his abilities. So that's pretty cool. And then lastly, last Digimon we play Armageddonmon, the BT5 one, just because he's, you just got to delete 1 of your Diaboromon or reduce the play cost by 12. And it's so easy with the amount of tokens you can spam in this deck now. You get Rush, all turns when Digivolving effects of level 7 Digimon don't activate, which is so good, especially, with Ace cards and other things that you got to worry about, Ace level 7s. So this guy's pretty cool. I like him at 1. I like him better than the BT17 version, honestly, because I feel it's a lot easier to just pop a Diaboromon token and then play him for 3. So that's cool. So play 1 of him. That's the last guy there. A lot of Diaboromons. But it's really good. It's really good stuff. One of the new Errata Sonata from BT22. His inheritable doesn't matter because it's all about Eater stuff. And so we don't have any Eater stuff, so it doesn't work. But, start your main phase is a Memory Tamer, set it to 3. And then opponent's turn, when 1 of your opponent's Digimon attacks by suspending this tamer, change the attack target to 1 of your Digimon with the identified or CS trait. So the cool thing about this is you can use your tokens to attack with the jamming and the rush and to potentially get yourself checks, or you can use them for alliance checks, and they're suspended so they can't block, but you can use this to redirect to those guys so that if your opponent tries to attack over your main stack, you have protection. So we only like 1 because you just need to get 1 on the board. I mean, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should play 2, but a lot of people I see only playing 1 because you want to play 4 copies of the OG Errata, which start your main phase. If you have a Digimon card with the identified trait in your trash, gain 1 memory. So that's pretty easy to do. You just gotta have something in the trash. So basically, the one thing is that Keramon makes this live, really, is what it does. That EX6 makes that live because you just got to have it in the trash. And then when any of your Digimon Digivolve into Diaboromon, by suspending this tamer, play 1 Diaboromon token. So the more you have this on the board, every time you go into Diaboromon, you can spam a bunch of tokens to the board, have a bunch of protection, and a bunch of resources to, you know, destroy your opponent. So we got that. And then options, we're just, you know, we're going 3 defense training, you know, to get you into your Digivolutions faster and get your pieces. 2 black scramble, because you can do a lot in this deck by just putting a Keramon on the board and then just having the right pieces to just kind of go up the line. And then 1 copy of Parabolic Junk, because it's really cool to gain memory off of just deleting a token, which is what this deck does. Like, you can play this on a token you get off of Keramon X-Antibody, go up into your level 4, then go into Infirmon. Infirmon pops it to gain 2 memory to go into Diaboromon for free. You know, it just makes it easier to do your plays. So we really like 1 copy of that. And that is the deck, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this. Diaboromon X, such a cool card. I can't wait to get myself an alt. I have some in the mail. But I really love Diaboromon, and the more competitive it gets, the more excited I get for this deck. So I can't wait to see if this makes a dent in the meta. Tell me what you guys think about this deck. What would you do differently? What did you like about the deck profile? And we hope you guys stay tuned for more BT24 deck profiles in the future. But it looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.